What's up, folks? How's it going? This is Watch. Hope you guys are all doing well. And today we're going to be doing a head-to-head smartwatch comparison with the new Apple Watch Series 7 versus the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. We're going to be taking a look at the key differences and features that both of these two smartwatches present to see which one ultimately is the best one for you and the best smartwatch that money can buy right now. So let's get right into it. Now, firstly, from a dimensional standpoint, the Series 7 has slightly increased in size thanks to the larger display from the SE as well as the previous generation Series 6. So we now have a 41 and 45 millimeter casing compared to 40 and 44 millimeters. Now, the specific watch that we have in this video is the Series 7 green aluminum 41 millimeter case with the green leather link. Now, directly comparing it to the previous generation Series 6 as well as the 40mm SE, it is slightly thicker and heavier than those watches. It measures around 10.7 millimeters in terms of thickness compared to the previous generation 10.4 millimeters, and it's about 2 grams heavier with the aluminum casing alone, measuring around 32 grams. Now, we have the 40mm version of the Galaxy Watch 4 Active, not the classic one with the rotating bezels, which is certainly a lot more compact, thinner, and lighter than the Apple Watch Series 7, only measuring around 9.8 millimeters in terms of thickness, and the case alone only weighs 25.9 grams. Now, in terms of the durability factor, both can actually be fully submerged in water for a prolonged period of time, down to 50 meters deep, so they are swim-proof. They're also naturally dust and sweat resistant. The Series 7 actually has IP6X certification officially, and in terms of the glass material on the face of the watch, with the aluminum version of the Apple Watch, we're using ion-strengthened glass, and you get sapphire crystal glass if you opt for the stainless steel and titanium case. The Galaxy Watch 4 utilizes Corning Gorilla Glass DX Plus. Now, I've been using pretty much all the generations of the Apple Watch and Galaxy Watches over the years, and I do find that the Apple Watches tend to be a little bit more durable and a little bit more scratch and ding resistant. I do find that the Galaxy Watches generally don't fare well over time, especially with minor scratches and dings compared to a equivalent Apple Watch. Now, the fundamental differences between these two watches hasn't really changed for the past couple of years. We basically have a miniaturized version of your smartphone on the Apple Watch with a more rectangular square display. And on the Galaxy Watch 4, we still utilize a circular display that mimics a more classical circular analog style design that you find on most traditional mechanical watches. There are still two versions of the Galaxy Watch 4. One is a classic design which utilizes their traditional rotating bezel that we saw on the Galaxy Watch 3, which is used to primarily navigate through the interface. The other one is an active style sportier version of the watch that we have specifically, where your primarily mode of navigation and controlling the watch is through the capacitive touchscreen as well as two side buttons. Another big change on the Galaxy Watch 4 is that it's the first version of the Samsung Watch to not use Tizen. We're now using Android Wear OS with a One UI Samsung skin on it to kind of optimize the watch user interface and overall design layout. Now, let's talk about the big upgrades on the Series 7, and that is regarding the display. It now has a much thinner bezels. The bezels only measure about 1.7 millimeters, significantly improving from the SE and Series 6 version of the Apple Watch. Comparatively, the screen size is about 1.69 inches compared to 1.57 inches. The resolution has also gone slightly up. The 41mm Series 7 has a display resolution of 352 by 430 compared to the SE and Series 6 having a 324 by 394 pixel resolution. The PPI count is about the same since the resolution is equivalent to screen size, about 326. Now, on the 40mm version of the Galaxy Watch 4, we have a display size of 1.2 inches, so significantly smaller, as well as a circular native resolution of 396 by 396, and a slightly higher PPI count by 330. Both have an organic LED display, so they're super bright, great in terms of black levels and overall dynamic range, color rendition. I would say they're equal in terms of actual display quality, overall sharpness, things like that. But the one big advantage that you have with the Series 7 having that larger display is going to be a easier user interface and more capabilities, frankly. Thanks to the fact that you have that larger display, you can utilize the on-screen keyboard a lot more effectively. Inputting text and navigating through fine menus is going to be definitely an easier and less cumbersome process than the much smaller display that you have on the Galaxy Watch 4. Couple that with the fact that the internal processing capabilities with the new dual-core S7 SiP processor built inside the Series 7 is a lot more faster, more responsive to the user commands and interface, and just works a lot better than the Exynos W920 processor that we have in the Galaxy Watch 4, which is definitely a lot more laggy, cumbersome to use, and certainly not as responsive as what we find with the Series 7. Furthermore, from a fitness tracking perspective, both utilize similar processes where they'll track calories, steps, standing time, as well as monitor things like water intake, stress levels, whether you're taking enough time throughout the day to breathe and relax. And perhaps most notably, they will actually auto-detect whether you've initiated a workout based on whole body movement as well as heart rate. And this works great on both platforms, especially when you're going for a brisk walk or jogging or initiate a long run, since it can track your overall speed using GPS and whole body movement using the altimeter, accelerometer, gyroscopes. However, if you do some sort of indoor workout, resistance training or something like that, the Galaxy Watch and Apple Watch tend to have a hard time following what you're doing and perhaps won't recognize that you're actually working out or doing some sort of vigorous activity that you want to track calories with, so you probably have to manually initiate a specific workout for that. I did find that there were specific situations where the Apple Watch Series 7 was a little bit more quicker to respond and more reliable in terms of detecting workouts compared to the auto detection system built inside the Galaxy Watch 4. Now, a big fitness-oriented feature exclusive to the Galaxy Watch 4 and something that's not available on the Apple Watch is the bioelectrical impedance analysis, which utilizes the optical heart rate monitor as well as the two sensors built inside the side buttons to actually measure body composition. That means it'll actually detect the level of fat that's stored in your body as well as lean body mass. It's basically a fancy way to tell you how fat you are, and the system is definitely not accurate, but it's a good way for you to measure and reference your point in time. So if you do progress, lose a little bit of body fat, gain some muscle mass, you know that you're heading in the right direction. Definitely a key and highly important feature on the Galaxy Watch 4. Additionally, in terms of the array of health monitoring systems as well as sensors built inside of these two, there's definitely a lot of parity. They both have optical heart rate monitors, ECG or EKG reading capabilities for AFib or irregular low or high heartbeats. They both can detect the level of oxygen in your blood. They can monitor sleep, menstrual cycles as well. Both have emergency detection systems for emergency international calling as well as fall detection. The only real feature that the Apple Watch has built inside that you can't get out of the box with the Galaxy Watch is a noise level monitor, but there's easy third-party apps that you can download to get that feature since it has a built-in microphone anyways. But on the Samsung Watch, there are some exclusive sensors and capabilities that are not available on the Apple side, including a blood pressure monitor as well as body composition. Now, body composition we talked about earlier, but the blood pressure and ECG are region lock features. So if you're not in a particular region, like in North America, Canada, and the US, they haven't got FDA approval. So unfortunately, out of the box, you won't have access to those features, but you can easily do some workarounds by region unlocking the health app to get access to those features. It's a little bit of a workaround, but possible nonetheless. Furthermore, from a wireless perspective, both of these two have GPS, Wi-Fi, as well as LTE cellular support, and they both utilize Bluetooth 5.0 as well as NFC for mobile payment solutions, including Samsung Pay and Apple Pay. Lastly, when it comes to battery life, both Apple and Samsung claim all-day battery with up to 18 hours of mixed usage. Now, if you are going to be utilizing that heart rate monitor all the time, having the display always on, it's certainly going to be a big battery drain, and you might struggle to get throughout a 12-hour day. Based on my experience, using these two for longer workouts definitely takes a lot lot out of them in terms of battery life, and I managed around 12 to 13 hours on average on both. The battery size on the Series 7 is very similar to the Series 6, basically around 265 milliamp hours, but one thing that they have improved is the overall charge time. Within 45 minutes, you can get up to 80% charge. 75 minutes will get you 100% charge, and that's definitely a lot faster than the Galaxy Watch 4, which typically takes about 90 minutes to get a full charge. But really on that, guys, that's really it. I would definitely love to know what you guys think of the Apple Watch Series 7. To me, I think it's definitely the biggest upgrade probably since the original Apple Watch, and we're going to be featuring the Series 7 in an upcoming video talking about the evolution of the Apple Watch, starting from the Series 1, 2, 3, SE, going all the way up to the latest version, to see how the field of smartwatches has evolved on the Apple side. And I still consider the Apple Watch to be the best smartwatch right now, given the fact that the Galaxy Watch 4 definitely has some exclusive features, body composition, blood pressure monitoring, as well as slightly better sleep tracking capabilities. I still think as a holistic package, the Apple Watch is still the best piece of tech that you can put on your wrist. The only thing that kind of sucks is that it's an iPhone only solution. So if you're an Android user like myself, that's kind of unfortunate. But nonetheless, if you're interested in anything we've talked about, check out the description down below for our Amazon affiliate links. If you go through our links, that gives us a little bit of support. And you could also support us directly through paypal.me. That link will be in the description down below. Big thanks to you guys for subscribing, watching, and supporting the channel. We'll see you real soon in the next one. Take care.